and I will proudly serve alongside my brothers. My story does not end with serving.
Look, I can't say what I think, okay? I can't say what I think. So I'm not going to say it. But I'm thinking it. You know what I mean? You're a freak, brother. You're a freak. Listen, you're a freak. You're a freak. You're so... Okay? Now, Edan Alexander, despite growing up in the United States of America in New Jersey, chose to go to the state of Israel and join the Israeli occupying force. And of course, while he was a part of the Israeli occupying force, Edan Alexander was apprehended as a prisoner of war, not a hostage, a prisoner of war, captured on duty and in uniform on October 7th. There is an important distinction to be made here. Okay? Under the standards of international law, okay, his apprehension is of a different severity, a different priority, a different legal standard than a civilian. Okay? He wasn't the one who was kidnapped from a tank. That was, I think that was, what's his name? I'm forgetting. Whatever. He wasn't kidnapped from a tank. He was kidnapped at a base, but not kidnapped anyway. Yeah, there was Nimrod Cohen. Nimrod Cohen was the one kidnapped from a tank, which is a hilarious sequence of words to say someone got kidnapped from a tank. Anyway, so Edan Alexander, talk white man, talk white boy, keep talking white man. Are you white man? You are talking white man. Keep talking. Speed up. This is live. Thank you, white man. You got it. Idiotaccount.com. Now, Edan Alexander was kept in captivity by Hamas as a prisoner of war. But because of his American citizenship, Donald Trump made it a priority to have him be released. Donald Trump, through his envoys, got Edan Alexander to be released unconditionally. Hamas thought, and this was obviously a mistake at the time, that if they were to release Edan Alexander, the American citizen, okay, that this would open up a gesture of good faith to Steve Witkoff. This is how it was presented, a goodwill release. This would open up a direct line of communication without Israel being involved with the United States of America, right? And they did not, the United States of America did not return that favor at all. And they just let Israel do whatever the fuck it wanted to do. Edan Alexander came back to the United States of America, okay? After this goodwill release by Hamas. He was celebrated as a hero, despite the fact that he took it upon himself to join the Nazi forces of the Israeli occupying force. Kamala's statements, one of Kamala's statements' only releases since her failed electoral run was about Edan Alexander. This was the only thing Kamala Harris has said about Israel and Gaza since she had lost the election. She said, after 584 days in Hamas captivity, American citizen Edan Alexander is finally reunited with his family. From my meetings with the Alexander family, I have long admired their strength and courage, and Doug and I join all Edan's loved ones in celebrating his safe return. The work to bring home the remaining hostages must continue. The international community cannot rest until all hostages are home. That was one of the only things that Kamala Harris said about Israel-Palestine, okay? In May 2025, Hamas was asked by the U.S. to release the IDF soldier Edan Alexander as a show of goodwill, with Steve Witkoff assuring them that such a move would lead him to directly request Israel to stop its crippling siege. Alexander was released, and Witkoff did nothing. Now, this freak, this psychopath, this sociopath, this American-born sociopath, Edan Alexander, wants to get redeployed. U.S. media and many politicians treated this guy, who has now twice decided to enlist in another country's military, as a hero. Meanwhile, 16-year-old Mohammed Zahir Ibrahim, a U.S. citizen, has been held hostage in an Israeli torture camp for the last 8 months. So tell me how there isn't a double standard in which kind of American citizens we care about more.
6 here today with the message from the man who spent more than a year and a half in Hamas captivity. This week, Edan Alexander spoke publicly for the first time since he was released. You may remember.
I know that if you're pro-Israel, you think this is a story of heroic resilience. But I think to the overwhelming majority of American society, they look to this and they go, this is the most freakish individual I have ever encountered in my entire life. And holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with his brain? Okay? There ain't no goddamn way that an average American hears this story and goes, wow, props to him, brother. No shot, dude. This is sociopathic behavior through and through. He is a bloodthirsty monster. Even if you're not good on Palestine, you got to think that this is just stupid, right? You were a hostage for over a year and you go back. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Americans who would normally be like, I don't really understand what's going on. It seems like what Israel's doing is kind of up, but, you know, let God sort it out, is going to hear the story and go, this is insane.
He had a hero's welcome when he arrived home in Tenafly back in June. As Alicia Reed explains, he is vowing to return to Israel.
Edan Alexander was in Hamas captivity for 584 days. This week, he spoke at a gala at the Hilton here in Manhattan, saluting heroes. A room full of people listened intently as he made a public
saluting heroes, dude. Saluting the rest
for
of the fucking
first
Nazis. Look at this entire room of Nazi sympathizers. Jesus Christ.
time since he was released.
Those are the hardest days of my life, days of struggle, pain, and separation from my family.
Yeah, it seems Hamas captivity wasn't all that bad, right? Considering that you are willing to potentially get captured once again.
The American Israeli was a volunteer with the Israel Defense Forces when he was taken hostage. He was 19 years old at the time, 1 year after graduating high school. As he continues to think of those left behind, he says he fought to stay alive in the dark tunnels.
While I am free, many others are still in captivity. Continue. Their families still wait. We cannot forget them. We cannot stop until they're all home.
The crowd gathered.
Yeah, they're gonna boost them to corporal, general, brigadier, admiral, whatever. I mean, he's old enough now. He is now the rear admiral general of the IDF. Fantastic, sir. Thank you. I'm tweeting. Sorry. I'm saying Zionism is a mental illness. Holy shit. Shame on everyone. This dude who volunteered to join the Nazi army was some kind of hero being captured in military uniform. This dude, some fucking dude. Wait, what? I want to add a note of clarity here. This individual is doing advanced security for a known guest planning to attend the memorial service tomorrow. We do not believe this person was attempting anything nefarious. However, the advance was not done in proper coordination with the TPUSA security team or U.S. Secret Service. Also important to note that this was before the site had been fully sealed and locked down. Every precaution is being taken to ensure everyone's safe. Oh! Get called it! Friendly fire! Friendly fire! We got a real hog in the loose. Everybody calm down. Sir, you have tactically ascertained a person who is a security-style individual, sir. Excuse me, sir. I'll have you know the proper ordinance was brought on to the scene with correct knowledge of the Turning Point USA style organization. This is a hog style individual that you have tactically ascertained. You have done an improper ocular pat down, sir. Awesome, dude. Call in the kinetic operators. Just make sure that there's proper deconfliction taking place ahead of time, sir.
To support the IDF Wednesday night. Alexander says serving in the IDF was one of the greatest honors of his life. And as he honors the fallen, says he won't stop pushing until all hostages are returned.
I will once again put on the IDF uniform, and I will proudly serve alongside my brothers. My story does not end with service.
Look, I can't say what I think, okay? I can't say what I think. So I'm not going to say it. But I'm thinking it, you know what I mean? You're a freak, brother. You're a freak. Listen, you're a freak. You're a freak. You're so hopped up on Nazi fumes. Okay? That's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy. That is crazy. Twitch is on edge. Don't say anything. No, I know. If you laugh, you go to Guantanamo. And no, of course, you can't join any foreign military. Everybody, calm down. Just the Israeli one.
British.
That's the only one you can join and then still retain your citizenship and do whatever the fuck you want. Come back to America, celebrate the that you engaged in. Like Daniel Robb of Naperville, Illinois, you know, openly talking about how he sniped Palestinian children and then was like, why do they care so much about recovering the dead body of their brother? You know, shit like that. There's virtually almost literally no difference between the language here and the language of language of ISIS videos utilizing foreign fighters, threatening death against countless enemies and promising immense religious victories. Yep. I mean, the reality is, like, if you're a dual citizen, I'm pretty sure you can go and join the military. You have U.S. citizens joining the Ukraine army, though? No, that's a foreign brigade, number one. And number two, obviously, you can do that for some aligned nations. Yeah, try that shit. Try that shit with a non-NATO nation. Yeah, see if you can join the Russian military as an American citizen, okay, and then maintain your American citizenship. Some countries obviously don't allow that to happen, and Brace Belden doesn't. It's not the same. That was not an official standing military in the same way that it is like with joining the IDF. Yeah, I suspect they wouldn't let me join the Palestinian National Army, Lamau. Yeah, that statement in and of itself is going to put you in. That statement is going to get you in trouble. Palantir, this is simply in jest. Palantir, this is a joke. Are you really going to get arrested? I don't know where this shit's coming from. Maybe. But the irony is, like, if the government is entertaining people like myself getting arrested, you're all a lot of people that like fantasize about that prospect don't understand what that means for them. They're too stupid to recognize that, like, it's over at that point, you know? It's so over. You're saying that like you're the voice of the people? No, not even. I'm not even talking about like I represent a majority position, even though on the issue of Israel I do, for sure. But what you fail to consider is not only do I represent like the majority discontent in many meaningful ways, but also a government that apprehends political dissidents over their speech, their protected speech. That means, especially someone as high profile as myself, they're not going to give a fuck about you, dude. Are you kidding me? You make one joke that they don't like, you're going to jail. Like, you don't have to agree with me at all. You could be a hater of mine and you could still get cooked, is my point.
Survival, it continues with service.
Amazing. Physically, he looks healthy, Alicia. Mentally, he seems even more involved and more committed to serve with the idea.
That's crazy. CBS News, New York. What the f are you doing? Oh, he means more mentally committed to the IDF. Like, what are you doing? What are you saying? That's a different country. That's a whole ass different country that the majority of the public recognizes doing a genocide. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Yeah, he was speaking at an event that was called FIDF. IDF was the event. No, just kidding. I don't know what it was.
Did he say when he plans to return?
Yes, Christine. He says he will return to Israel sometime in the next month. He plans on putting that IDF uniform on and joining his brothers and sisters on the front lines. But this is not a message that is welcomed by many because of all the casualties in Gaza.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Let's see what the comments are saying. Only one comment so far. 852. Odin is the All-Father, embraces wisdom and live a fulfilled life. Okay.